Venus is a wide open portal, beckoning you into their space of abundance and love where luscious fields of pleasure, art, eroticism, and prosperity flow freely. I'm your host, angelamarymagick. Come with me and let's explore it all because we have Venus between us. Hi, welcome into my studio, to my home. My name is angelamarymagick, and you can call me Angela. I am so excited to be here hosting the very first episode of my new video podcast, Venus Between Us. And I want to let you know that you don't have to be watching to take this in. I want to walk with you. I want to rot with you. I want to commute with you. You can just pop on your headphones and you can listen casually. And there's always going to be a lot to look at too. You can take this in on YouTube on my channel, Angela Mary Magic, and you can take this in on Spotify. And know that this is a really big moment for me, not just because this is something I've wanted to do for a long time, but because it's my birthday today. I'm 59 years old. I'm in my second Saturn return, and I feel like if I can do this in the discomfort of my second Saturn return, then I can do anything. One of the things that I love to do is to kind of hold space. I have a way that I can look at the analytics on all of the platforms that I occupy, and there's almost no one on these platforms that's in my age bracket. So I know I'm talking to a younger audience, and I understand that there can be a way that my presence is a comfort to you, maybe like a maternal comfort to you, or an idea that you can survive this world that we live in and make it to 59 like me. And I'm here for that. So let's relax, grab something lovely to drink. In my spaces, we always begin by lighting a candle. And I've got an amazing, beautiful candle to show you today from one of my most precious friends that I've ever loved. This is a candle that came all the way from Berlin from my beautiful friend, Maritza Rubio, who is a fellow artist, a writer, and the person that created the foreword for my deck, Moon Baby Magic Tarot. So we'll get into all that in just a second. Look at this candle. It's called Creativity, and in German it's Kreativität. Very strong. And I love the packaging of it, and I love what it represents to me. Maritza has just been a friend through thick and thin, I think, for both of us, but definitely for me. And this candle, after they traveled to Berlin recently, came through at the best time. One of the themes in Moon Baby Magic Tarot is color magic, and look how gorgeous this candle is. So let's get into it. I can't get enough of the ASMR of it all, sweethearts. You know that I'm an ASMR artist. I am a writer. I am a mama. I'm a lover. I'm in a devoted love affair with my kid's father, which is, I think, adds a real dimension to the spells that I'm casting and the magic that I am upholding. I am the author and creatrix of Moon Baby Magic Tarot and Altaloon Sensual Oracle cards. I also created Atmosphere Mist spell sprays, and I am a tarot reader. I'm a covener in many covens. I'm also a coven keeper of my very own coven that's hosted over on Patreon. It's my Witchcraft Club. And I am a ceremony officiant, and I'm a beauty professional, and I'm a flower worshiper. I light this candle in the name of love, in perfect love and perfect trust, to alert our guides that we are here, we're open, we're listening, and we are ready to receive the messages that are meant for us. This is a 6-hour candle, and I just can't wait to see how these colors flow through. The directions on this packaging said to wipe them down with a dry cloth, which I already did, and I just don't know how it's going to melt. I don't know if it'll just flow through all the colors and have it kind of mushroom cloud open. I just don't know. So let's discover it together. There's so much going on right now in my life, but I wanted to let you know why a video podcast and so many ways that I love to show up in community. It's a really important time for me to be present, and I will always create ASMR videos, and I love being a vlogger, and this fits in really nicely. The reason why I've named this podcast Venus Between Us. Let me just start by saying what my astrology big three are. I'm a Libra sun, I'm a Gemini moon, and I'm a Taurus rising. Libra and Taurus are ruled by Venus, and Venus is our goddess of love and our planet of magic, and Venus overlooks, supports, and rules all of the arts and gardens and money, abundance, prosperity, sex, and I really intend on holding space for all of those subjects. I will not be niched down, and I encourage you not to be niched down either. So, as an ASM artist, as a vlogger, as a person that is a tarot reader and a lifelong witch, this video podcast is my embodiment of all those modalities that Venus holds, and my love of chit-chatting, hanging out, holding space for each other, and creating a space where pleasure is focused on. In this wild, violent, imperial construct that we live in right now, that I don't think anybody that's in my spaces, unless they're hate watching, it connects with the patriarchy as something that they want to uphold. I'm here to dismantle those systems of oppression and harm, and I believe in pleasure, and I believe in the way that Venus encourages us to move towards love, to move towards our abundance, our prosperity, our healing, the garden of our body, and the magic of all of the arts. And I'm really excited to just boldly not niche down, and I encourage you to stick around and see where all this goes. When I got started kind of being a out and professional witch, I went into it with this exuberance, this joy, and this knowledge that it wasn't going to be for everybody. And now that I've created these videos here on YouTube and now this video podcast on YouTube and Spotify, I know that there'll be moments where you'll see this rock and roll. And I have these moments where I'll speak about my beliefs, where I embody my magic, where I state out loud what witchcraft means to me, what magic means to me, and it causes disruptions in my life. Mostly, it's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. I truly live to share the beauty and power of witchcraft and magic. And it's disruptive to people. I personally came from a background in an extremely devout religion in my household of my childhood, and my parents that are still alive and live very, very close to me, and we are also very emotionally close, don't share witchcraft in common. They're still deeply involved in the religion of my childhood, and I'm so thrilled for them. It gives them incredible joy, and I have to let it be okay with me in our closeness, because our closeness is so important to me. I have to let it be okay that my spiritual path is something that is difficult for them. And so I'm here holding the complexity of that, right? As Venus is the ruler of gardens. Are gardens always flowering? Is there that perpetual magic of daylight and solar energy? No. There's all of the seasons, no matter where you live. Here I am in California, where we kind of appear to only have one season. I live at the beach, and it's also a desert, so it's subtle magic, and it can look very one note and powerful, and maybe even restrictive to some people in the way that it doesn't have the big range of 4 seasons. And so I'll tell you this. Our gardens here in California, I'm in zone 10, they recede like crazy. I mean, you see all the fires in California, you know that we're in a constant drought, and you know that it dries out here. And I'm really kind of here for that range of how a garden holds our sacred biology of our bodies and the magic of life and death and life again. And I feel like I'm in the flow of natural rhythms in my witchcraft, especially in the way that I just absolutely adore the whole cycle of our biology. I really adore the whole cycle of the way a flower decays and returns to the earth. It reminds me that with gravity and time and age here on my birthday, that I am melting back into the batter of this recipe. While I'm alive, I think it's incredibly important for us all to have spaces where pleasure and pain are our equal teachers. So without getting really super detailed, some of the things we'll deal with on the video podcast is some really cool unboxings. I'm going to do one today that's deeply, deeply important. I am one of the authors in an anthology that's magnificently important and healing to me through the modern witches, and it's called A Confluence of Witches, and I'm just super, super excited that the Witches Confluence in person is a gathering of witches in the San Francisco literal Golden Gate Park in the San Francisco County Fair building, and my family and I will have a booth there. This is a first for us. We've had a booth at another occasion here in Orange County that was short-lived and wonderful. This one we really invested in, and this one I am taking that Venusian queen position, and I really invested in it. I had one of the wonderful folks in my life that's in my coven who's also a designer in New York City and also is a professor of design, design our booth. And I also have an incredibly magical, fantastic friend who's creating some of the branding for my products in labels, and a really cool photo booth backdrop that will also be the backdrop eventually for this podcast, Venus Between Us. So it's Sara M. Lyons that you may know. I'm going to link all of these folks' identities, including Maritza, Modern Witches, and Casey Zabala, who's the editor and the author and creatrix of Modern Witches and the book Confluence of Witches. And I'll also link Amy Everard, who is the incredible designer who's helping me with my booth. They've got a podcast called Soft Landing, and they also have a business that's Soft Landing Studio. And I will also link Sara M. Lyons' incredible artwork and magic. They also have a physical space in the high desert that I just encourage you to spread out and enjoy and explore all these folks. And this officially begins the road to the Witches Confluence. I will be vlogging this in gentle vlogs on Sundays. I'll be showing you some of the products on ASMR videos that exist in my Witchcraft Club. That'll be much, much more detailed, and some nice ASMR delicious videos for those of you that are consuming this on my public YouTube channel. If you know me, you've heard me say everything is a spell, and I want to let you know that Venus Between Us video podcast is definitely a spell. Today is where we are kind of preparing the altar of what this creation will become. I'm a completely independent and self-taught artist on every single level. My background is in beauty. I'm a lifelong teenage hairdresser, I call myself, because I went straight from high school right to my local community college. I'm so grateful that I went to Golden West College in their cosmetology program, which I just absolutely still adore, and I will vlog that very soon. I am a person who's had to kind of withstand some of those judgments as a hairdresser that got started in the 80s, that to love yourself, to care for yourself, to give yourself physical comfort is something that made you either cheap or manipulating people with creating adornments in your outer appearance, or maybe it was a sign of lower intelligence. There's been so many bizarre and violent judgments kind of placed on beauty professionals over the years. The attrition rate for hairdressers is insane. It's something like 3 years. Folks just literally wake up one day and just say, that's it, I can't do it anymore. And part of that, I think, is about the energy exchange with clients, not just the judgments from the outside world, but it's the magic that happens when you are touched and touch someone in the work that you do, and you hold space, you hold the mirror for them, and you try to create a relaxed environment for them to express what their needs are and what they want to look like in the world. And all of that happens literally in front of a mirror. It's a very vulnerable place, and you can really feel when someone needs that tender love and care, and when they're trying to heal. And over time, when you have a long relationship with someone, you go through things together. Both sides go through things together. You witness love affairs that come and go. You witness physical people that come and go from your life. You see life come in with animals and children and changes that are welcome and unwelcome. And you hold each other in it physically because it's a touching relationship in every way. And so I think that it naturally led to me wanting to be a salon owner. One of the reasons why I was a salon owner, I owned a salon called Salon 218 in my hometown here in Huntington Beach, California, where I really didn't know anything that I was doing whatsoever, except for that I wanted to create a temple where folks weren't first and foremost assaulted with bad music. Honestly, I got into being a hairdresser and a salon owner so I didn't have to listen to regular Kiss FM. Nothing against Kiss FM. It's just something that I couldn't do for 12 plus hours a day. So I had a rotary telephone. I had nothing but myself, no employees. I had a little boom box, and I had some mixtapes, and I didn't even have a nice enough boom box that flipped the tape for me. I literally would hear a click and I'd have to go flip the tape with my gel and hair all over my fingers. I still have those mixtapes too. They're so special and meaningful to me. And I want to let you know, that is a through line in my life. One of the things that's happening is my love of record collecting and listening to music is infused in everything that I've created. Moon Baby Magic Tarot, my deck, is a playlist. So every single card has a different song that is for the upright and the reversed position. And I just am excited to give you a quick little peek, because for me, the moon, that sweet satellite in the sky, that beautiful circular orb, is giving record. Isn't that giving like a nice, delicious 45 or an LP? And so those circles are really meaningful in my life, reminding me to just take this enchanted, magical path and be grateful for its non-linear, sweet, rounded edges, and keep going. So let me show you Moon Baby Magic Tarot. I've got 2 of my decks present right now, and I want to show you a couple of the features of it, because at the Witches Confluence in San Francisco on November 2nd, and all, like I said, all that's linked in the show notes today, I will have Moon Baby Magic Tarot for sale. I'm very excited. This is the last deck that I created, and it was created in Hollywood, California, at a beautiful place that I just absolutely loved. It's right down the street from Hollywood Forever Cemetery. They didn't create playing cards. I really fell in love with them, and quite frankly, I talked them into this in 2020. Like, peak pandemic time, really scary. I didn't know how or if something that I ordered from overseas or even from another state would make it to me safely. I felt more comfortable ordering a deck from somebody that I could literally drive my car up to the parking lot and someone literally brought the boxes out to my car and placed in here. So this is the original Moon Baby Magic Tarot. Moon Baby Magic Tarot is for sacred play. Like I said, it's a playlist. Every single card has 2 different songs, whether the card is upright or reversed, upside down, right? And it's also a literal flip book of moon phases. We start with the Fool on the new moon, and look at this cutie. You're going to love it. I hope I can show it properly, but it's really fun to play with. When you place this deck in order, you go through almost 10 lunations. A lunation is 8 phases, and you can watch the moon wax and wane. Isn't that a beautiful, fun device? Let me do that again because it's so fun to play with. All the cards have a keyword. I would love for folks that utilize this to have an ease, a comfort, and a way of connecting with the moon phase, the color of the card, and the printed right on it keyword. The keywords are pretty unique in Moon Baby Magic Tarot, as seen here. The Fool keyword is wild, and I'll get more into that. I'd like to utilize this space as a kind of living, moving, breathing, moving image guidebook to this that will eventually become a little more detailed guidebook. But every one of these colors has a different keyword. All of the moon phases have different keywords. So I think that this deck is just really inviting and powerful and something really special. Another dear friend of mine helped me curate all these colors because honestly, being a self-taught artist, I was pretty intimidated when I got into this in 2020. I knew that to talk the printer into printing these in the peak pandemic, that I was going to have to really show up with a really super quality DPI, which is a term I didn't even understand, and then RGB colors, which is another thing I didn't understand. So a dear precious friend of mine, Jenny Cotterill, who's a rock and roller and an incredible artist themselves and a teacher. They teach mural painting at a local state college. They're such an amazing person. They helped me curate all of these colors. So I want to let you know there's something really communal about all of my magic. I love covens. I am the member of multiple covens. I am in the embodiment, I think, of Venus because, I don't know, isn't there something kind of deliciously fluid about Venus and all of the ways that they hold space for us with love and sex and magic and abundance and prosperity and gardening and the outdoors and the natural world and literally all of the arts. That's writing and it's music and it's painting and it's poetry and all of it just feels just more than just fluid. It's kind of downright slutty. And I relate to that sacred sluttiness where you don't have to niche down. You don't have to choose. You don't have to say, this is who I am and never change again, because change is all we have. Change is everything. And the mystery of how we live fully, and then, Godic's willing and life willing, we're able to live for a very long time and melt back into this batter to make new life. We all return to the earth, no matter how you die, no matter how your body is cared for in death. We all return to the earth. Whether you are cremated and sprinkled on the ocean, you will make it to the ocean floor, and that is earth. Earth is you. You are earth. You are spirit, and spirit is you. So I feel like Venus is the perfect embodiment of that majesty of a huge array of magic. The next cards that I'm creating that I'll be selling at the Witches Confluence are black core, like a typical playing card. And they'll have a beautiful linen finish, and you will see that come to life here on my channel. I'll be using those in ASMR videos and my weekly gentle vlog where you'll see the road to the Witches Confluence. So the other deck that I'm going to show you embodies something important that you'll see and hear and feel on every single one of the Venus Between Us podcasts. We will end with tarot scopes for every single zodiac sign. And I like using my very patina deck that I ended up coloring the sides of with a beautiful marker from my favorite little marketplace. There's a Mido stationery shop nearby in Costa Mesa, and they have every kind of pen. So I got a pen to look like the way that copper and metal patinas, and I colored the sides of them to pick up that phosphorescence photo that my sweetie and I captured during the pandemic. And this is my deck that I'm in love with. So we're going to get to those tarot scopes for your zodiac sign, for all of the big three, for any placement in your chart in just a couple of minutes. But let's unbox this really special moment. I just can't believe how humbly grateful that I was invited in to submit a really important work that I'm so very proud of for the Confluence of Witches. It's published on Wiser Books. Let's check it out. I want you to see what to expect when you order this. One of the components of my coven is the Belladonna Book Club. And we will be taking on the Confluence of Witches inside Belladonna Book Club in my Witchcraft Club. And oh gosh, don't you love a witch's fabulous athame and ritual night? This is some good ASMR. Every single end of our podcast, I will create a little ASMR finale. I encourage you to stick around for that. ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, and some people call it having the tingles. I think that in this wild world, it's an act of rebellion to move towards your relaxation and your sensuality. I love ASMR for centering sensuality and centering your senses. And sensuality in this crazy world of trying to censor books is somehow associated exclusively with eroticism these days. I pre-ordered copies for my family, and I'm delighted. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. Okay, behold, I give you a Confluence of Witches. They're packaged so nicely. I love it. They're gorgeous. A Confluence of Witches is also available on audiobooks, and I'm super excited. Before I got my copy, that I was able to listen to the words that were spoken so beautifully. The voice artist Morgan and I communicated because they were so detailed. They wanted to reach out to the authors of the book to clarify some words, because I have created a piece in this book called Moon Dance, and it's all about spells and apothecary provisions for all 8 phases of the moon. This is great for seasoned witches. My work is great for witches that are just starting out, that want to experiment with different things. My piece is all about really connecting with magic for yourself. It's not about teaching you. It's about holding a non-hierarchical space where I begin the work, or I'm a starting point for the work, and that you're able to relax and explore what your own lunar practice can look like and what experiencing magic in real life can look like. So this is on Wiser Books. It's linked in the show notes. I'm so excited to share this space with many witches. The Coven of Witches that Casey Zabala has assembled, who's the creatrix of modern witches, who has a podcast, and then their Witches Gather experiences through the Witches Confluence once a year, and then online gatherings as well. This is just beyond anything I could ever dream of. It brought me to tears when I listened to the audiobook. I had such an incredible experience communicating with the vocal artist that did the voiceover for this work. Wow, that candle flame is just so bright right now. It's amazing. It feels very significant in this moment. It really matters to me that I really put my money where my mouth is with my witchcraft as a professional witch, as a practitioner of magic. Witchcraft is really a unique sort of teacher and space and mystery and experience in life. To claim the name witch is to open yourself up to magnificent change for the entirety of your life in a really conscious way. And I'll tell you, normally I get a really great reception to my face for being a witch, and sometimes little extractions can happen. Oh, you have to read my cards, or you have to cast a spell for me, and oh my God, I need you, or people burst into tears, or they cling to your physical body. Mostly people are delighted, and they have really well-meaning curiosities and questions. And this book answers a lot of questions, not just my piece, where I talk about my love of the moon and how to actually collaborate with the moon. But also it brings you into other expressions of witchcraft and magic. This book really specifically is about lunar magic and decolonizing your practices and collaborating with, liberatory practices in this wild world. This book is so needed, and I can't tell you how much I recommend it. I will be having a great time at the Witches Confluence, signing books at the Wiser. They're one of the sponsors of Witches Confluence. The publisher Wiser Books is creating a booth, and I'll be signing there, so come and see me at 4:30 on November 2nd at Witches Confluence and get your copy signed by me. And I also want to let you know that we have a book talk event panel coming up at the Philosophical Research Society on November 14th. I will absolutely be vlogging all of this. And my family is going to be creating a book signing area with pieces of the booth that I'm creating that are meant to be used again and again in different ways. I mean, shout out to Amy from Soft Landing Studio that created this design space for me. We're calling it the Traveling Apothecary, and I cannot wait for you to see it all come to life through the Road to the Confluence vlogging that I'll be doing in the next weeks moving towards the Confluence. It's in like 20 days. It's really coming in hot. And so you'll see all of it take place, the good, the bad, the challenging, and the glory of being honestly who we are, because it's the four of us in my family. My sweetie and I are two beautiful kids. You'll be able to meet all four of us in our booth, the Angela Mary Magic booth 51. I'm super excited. And before you get there, you can encounter them because all four of us have YouTube channels, and they're all linked in the show notes today. And you'll be able to see some of the things that they're going through in life. One of my kids doesn't create videos very often, but they're lovely videos, and they are away at college, so they have some great college content. One of my kids, they're also in college, and they create a little bit more fashion videos. And one of the videos that I'll link for you is how to create Halloween costumes from what you have in your closet. It's a huge video. It has like over 40,000 views. That's really a lot for small creators like us. And my sweetie, I'm going to link a couple of different videos because they're going through a huge change in their life right now. And I think I'll leave it best for them to express themselves through these videos. So take a peek at that. I'm really surprised that I've been able to keep it together while unboxing this. Not just because I had to stab at it like crazy with my old ritual knife, but because I feel really emotional about a book baby being born on my birthday. Magic is very real, sweeties. So let's get into, well, I probably will just use this as a table as we get into our tarot scopes right now. We are gonna do a lightning round of tarot scopes right now, and expect that every single episode of Venus Between Us. I will shuffle the deck right now just a bit so you see the spontaneity here. I will break this deck into three, as is tarot tradition, with my non-dominant hand, and I will stack them back into one. Let's get into it. I love to look at the bod, that's the bottom of the deck, and see sort of what's holding us right now, and you're gonna love it. One of the major arcana is holding this. It's the Lover's card. I feel very seen in this moment. I feel really known in this moment. In order for you and I to hold space properly for our magic right now, we've got to do some editing. We've got to make some space for this love to grow. We can't just let everything, including the kitchen sink, crowd the magic of how the lovers want to express themselves and take up space. We got to yank out some weeds right now. The key word is commingle. In order for us to see the beautiful energies that are working in our life, that are weaving in and out and touching each other, we have to make space. The Lover's card is key 6, and that's a special moment and number for you right now. Hang on to it. This is the last quarter moon where we cut cords, draw boundaries, hex, banish, exercise. This color field, this purple color field, reminds us that we want to center our intuition and center our ability to go with our gut. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull all 12 of the cards right now, and we are going to get into it. So this will be Aries. I'm going to flip them spontaneously, and then Taurus, then Gemini. Oh, I'll turn it this way. We'll do 3 rows. Here we go. Now Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. I'm not able to get a 3rd row in here, so we're going to pull the rest of them from the center of the deck in just a moment. I love it. All right, so Aries, here we go. You are the Queen of Caves, and I feel like this is so deeply meaningful. On Moon Baby Magic Tarot, Queen of Caves, we have a depiction of the Venus of Willendorf. There's 2 Venuses in this deck, and I'm feel really seen and held in this moment with you, Aries, because you're on the opposite side of the zodiac right now. You are our cosmic balance to Hallows, to Libra season, to this energy of October. And you are the balsamic moon. So the balsamic moon is when we do our manifesting. In Moon Baby Magic Tarot, there's a color gradient on all the court cards instead of that boldness on the bottom of the deck where you see this Saddleback Mountain, which is my local mountain. And this sort of deliciousness of seeing multiplicity in color, because this color field goes from a lighter pink to a deeper purple hue, reminds us that we are here to reparent the places in our life where we have needs that are not met. Aries, lean into this time of year where you're digging deep and you're going to the underworld within yourself to go to those aches and pains and do some proper healing. The key word is remother. Snack on that, Aries. Okay, here we go, Taurus. Taurus, you are the Hierophant or the Hierophant, however you want to pronounce that is up to you. Key 5. Wow. And the waning gibbous moon that says, really let go of expectations of yourselves and others. The key words are emotional intelligence. If you go with your emotional intellect and your soft skills in this moment, you cannot go wrong. Know that your night flights of fancy and your ability to sort of utilize the quiet and the silence and your night skills of centering your rest and your intuition for the way that you decide exactly how and where you will share yourself, your wisdom, and your energy, you can't go wrong. Love you, Taurus. All right. Moving into Gemini, you're the two of waves with the keyword union. In Moon Baby Magic Tarot, when we pull a waves card or cups, everybody's got a drink. I have become a Stanley witch, feeling like a sellout, in love with this product. So take a nice hearty sip. Love it. Okay, Gemini, there's no end to the real beckoning for you to take care of the love in your life as it is. Not how it was, not how you want it to be. Be present in this moment and create incredible systems of nurturing, incredible systems of care that look a lot like bathing a baby, right? Bathing a baby, that's a slippery affair. Those little suckers, they just, they're not just because they're wiggly, but because they're so soft. You have a delicate love right now that needs real tender care. I advise you, Gemini, to become the baby you're caring for, to relate fully to how delicate the love is that you're nurturing. You got this. Okay, Cancer, you are the ace of waves. Thank goodness. We need all this hydration. Raise your glass, y'all. Well, Cancer, aren't you just the show-off right now? You're so in your field of aqueous magic, right? You're in your watery magic, and you're beginning again without a single doubt. That new moon reminds you that you are in a new initiation into a brand new life. Truly, you've got to rest and heal. Remember, new moons are for laying your burdens down. I'm really happy with the work that I talked about with new moons in the Confluence of Witches. So all of you, but especially Cancers, and if this is a moment and a card that you're connecting with, please pick up this book if you can, and tell your library to order it. Libraries are under fire right now with crazy systems of oppression trying to disrupt your ability to have free information. So order Confluence of Witches from Wiser Books and the beautiful author Casey Zabala and the multiple voices to your public library. That was my little, public service announcement. Back to you, Cancer. The key word on this card is conception. What is it that's in its first phases of life? Care for it with everything you have. That is the seed that has the wisdom. But it can't do it alone. It has to have the information of the soil. And it can't do that alone. It has to have the information of the water. And it can't do it alone. It has to be exposed to the right kind of light. And it also has to be protected. There's a lot at stake right now. And slow down and really care for this fragment, this tiny little hope and wish and dream in a very, very delicate way where you might want to skip big events that maybe would expose this tender place and healing enactment that you're in right now, and take the time. You need to rest. You just do. Okay, time for you, Leo. Let's get it. Oh, you're the Magician. These hot cards right now, there's something else. The Magician is key 1. It's a major arcana, and the key word is conjure. This is a time for you to pull out all your tools, all your magical tools, Leo. What does that look like for you? If you're like, oh no, I'm new with witchcraft. I don't have an altar. Your body is an altar. You are the tool. And so take extra good care of your physical form. But Leo, I have a feeling you have some luxurious, beautiful, magical items. Now is the time for you to pull them all out. We've got a full moon coming up on the 19th, I believe, and we'll want to get all of our tools moon soaked because Hallows is coming, and Hallows is our witch's new year. For me, not all witches feel that way, but this witch does. Here comes the big, exciting new cycle that begins at Hallows. Leo, get all your tools ready to create the magic that you were born to weave into the world. Okay, Virgo, you're the Emperor, key 4, and the key word here is structure. I'm super thrilled for you because you're all about structure. Full moons are for celebrating your life exactly as they are. So I'm going to question one little thing here for you, Virgo. Are you just doing it because you're good at it? Are you doing it because it expresses your deepest dreams for your life? That's something for you to chew on. Build structures that express your wildest dreams. Okay, Libra, we got some hot cards right now. Wow. You're the moon. Take it in. This is key 18, and the key word is subconscious. I want you to know that a lot of people think this is Mary, but it's really Saint Teresa of Avila, who is an incredible artist and a wild woman in and of themselves, holding this beautiful orb, this pearl of the moon in their hands, with these huge amethyst wings that I photographed at Open Eye Crystals in LA. This first quarter moon shows us that we don't need to seek out for our magic. We need to actually slow down and breathe deeply and open up to hear and utilize our body as a divining rod for listening differently, for increasing the quality of listening in our lives, so we can literally hear our subconscious mind. Time to do our shadow work, Libra. I'm thrilled to see this. I love this Venusian green, which is really deep and meaningful. That means you're caring for your body, your food, your money. You're taking care of yourself really, really well right now. Maybe you need to center your rest a little bit better at night, but also Say that to a Libra in Libra season that pulls the moon card. I mean, we're keeping some weird hours right now for all y'all Libras out there, aren't we? Comment below. How you doing, Libras? Okay, finally, Scorpio. I love it. Scorpio, you are the Nine of Blades. Blades are air. Air is your speech pattern, it's your thought process, it's your contracts that you're signing. If you're a student, it's your homework. This card keyword is disorder. Classically, the Nine of Blades and other tarot decks might be called the Nine of Swords. It can indicate that there's kind of a nightmare that is on a constant loop in your mind, a lot of fear, a lot of kind of, I don't know, looped thinking. How do you want to be here? In reverence for how you got to this place where your thoughts are racing and looped. And how can you disrupt that? This yellow field tells you to celebrate your life exactly as it is and communicate, as well as that full moon. Full moons are for celebrating your life. So we're not going to shame ourselves for having these chaotic thought patterns. We're going to look at them. We're going to have reverence for how we got here. And we're going to pull it apart, slow it down, and listen to those places where we're afraid and nurture ourselves exactly where we're at. What are those fears trying to tell you and show you? Go to them. Take them seriously and get yourself in order. All right, we are going to pull 4 more cards right now for the 4 final signs: Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Let's get into it. Okay, Sagittarius, here we go. You are the Queen of Waves. Let's have a nice big pull on our drinks now, y'all. Lovely. The Queen of Waves is here to remind you that you need to throw off some of the burdens that you've been carrying that actually might not fit anymore. And if they do, maybe that relationship doesn't fit anymore that places those burdens on you. And if that's still not working, it's time for you to literally call out sick tomorrow. Like, this is a big deal, Sag, for you to really understand that your inner life is calling you. We're moving into the dark seasons right now where you can move towards your introspection, your deep rest, and the fallow times of the year where we have to let the soil rest. We have to. Right? So it's time for you to really, really hydrate, take your health super seriously, and work on your inner life. You can do some healing. You can forgive yourself. You can have incredible reconciliations with all parts of your life. And I wish you well. All right, Capricorn, you're the King of Waves, consecutive cards. I love this partnering. All right, Capricorn, the King of Waves. More drinking. I love it. The key word is purpose. And how wonderful for you that you're able to have this moment with that glorious full moon woven onto this card that shows you leaning into the solidness of your purpose. A Capricorn with a job to do is a beautiful thing. So revel in this moment. Accept it and love it as it's showing up now. And don't be too angry when it passes through. It's a mystery how things come into our life and the cycle when they exit. So really enjoy getting shit done right now. And try not to be too tough on yourself when this phase ends, okay? Aquarius. The Nine of Caves, how lovely. I was hoping this would come up. I'm very, very excited for y'all to see and hear the episode of Between the Worlds podcast hosted by Amanda Yates Garcia and their producer. I want to try to say their name correctly because it's a fabulous, fun name to say. Carolyn Pennypacker Riggs. I mean, come on now. In my next life, I want to be a pennypacker. They're amazing. And the episode that I created, I talked about this card while Amanda brings us into this beautiful kind of academic experience of the Nine of Pentacles before I came on to the show. But I'm really proud of what we created together, talking about what the Nine of Caves is. And Aquarius, as it relates to you, the key word is prosperity. And I know that you are a limitless creature. Now is a time for you to be a very practical creature, moving into the dark seasons of the year, and be about your kitchen witchin'. All right? Promise me now that you'll have a candle that you burn when you wake up as you're making your first beverage of the day, and you'll snuff it out before you head out the door if you do. And when you come back home, you light that candle again, and you just start vibing in the kitchen. Music is a must. Moving your physical body is a must. Maybe you just mop the floor, put down a mat, put down a towel, and just do some luxurious neck rolls in the kitchen as your kettle is boiling. Just really place your essence all in your kitchen. Occupy your kitchen. Really vibe it out. Maybe put in some twinkle lights that give you like a really good feeling in there, but park your ass in the kitchen and stay there for a good long while, okay? And finally, Pisces, you're the Nine of Lasers with the keyword character. Lasers represents fire, and fire is really welcome in your life right now because you need that warmth and that energy to heal. It's an important time right now for you to heal, Pisces. And I know that's what you're here to do, but you also have some ambitions that are calling you. And as you begin to create that lovely swaddling of warmth all around what you're healing in your life, your ambition will return and you will be able to get after those projects that you're so excited about. Heal first. Loving you so much, Pisces. Okay, honeys, there's a little tiny bit of paper ASMR that I can't wait to bring you into, and then we'll say farewell for now. Because I've got my folks coming over tonight, and we have a delicious cake that we're going to have, and I get to hang out, and oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Vlogging coming up is going to look like Joni Mitchell at the Hollywood Bowl. My sweetie got all four of us tickets to go see Joni together next week, and I'm so excited to do a little vlogging of that too. I love Joni so, so much, and yeah. Let's do a teeny little ASMR reveal because I've got something special to show you. Okay, movie magic. I'll be right back. Join me Saturday, October 19th in celebration of Pilars Wellness Collective, where I'll be reading tarot, and there's so many beautiful, lovely events going on. I'd love to see you. Everything's linked in the show notes. Let me dim the lights a little bit for more of a cozy atmosphere. I am so utterly blown away with the magic of this sheet of paper. What a unique aroma, too. This baby was born in the 1800s in France. She's made of cotton linen, and there are some watermarks on this paper. They are becoming something that I'm just thrilled is beyond my wildest imagination from when I created this idea to what it's becoming. Let me see if I can show you the watermarks. There's watermarks in all the corners. I think I'm just going to have to show you in a vlog the watermarks. Years ago, when I created Altaloon Sensual Oracle cards, a sweet group of 13 folks pre-ordered from me the Altaloon Sex Magic Journal, and I've yet to create it. And now I know that this is the paper that's meant to be the Sex Magic Journal. So I hope you enjoyed that teeny bit of ASMR. I will see you lots, and I'll see you soon. And thank you for being here for my birthday celebration, opening up the field for Venus Between Us podcast. Be well.